Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another movie review. I just watched The Doors finally. I'd been meaning to watch this for a long time because I'm a huge fan of Jim Morrison. I don't think it's an accurate portrayal, though, of the time, yeah, of all the people being liberal with their bodies, and you see full frontal nudity, which normally you wouldn't see, and full on sex, which typically is reserved for pornography sites. But I mean, it's nothing too shocking or controversial. It's actually quite beautiful in the way it's depicted, though it is animalistic and very vicious, but vicious but sensual and very, very how would I say it? Scintillating. Yeah, scintillating, titillating. But the movie is rather intriguing because you learn quite a bit about Jim and how he was influenced. And I'm not going to go too much into it, but I just get the feeling that the whole depiction of he and the band being on whiskey and acid and crack cocaine 24/7 wasn't exactly true. I don't feel like people could get coked up that much. I mean, yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it seemed just a little bit like overkill. But it's a great film, and he rose his way to the top, but he lived fast, and he was loose and wild, and he loved his women. Of course, the woman in his life is played by Meg Ryan. And Val Kilmer plays Mr. Morrison, and it's a very young Val Kilmer. He's hot as hell in this, but I mean, if I saw Jim Morrison walking down the street, I would not hesitate to actually, and I'm not the one that would normally do this because I like the man to ask me if I am doing anything. I would go up to him and I would ask him out. Yeah, because he's just so darn sexy, but needless to say, Meg Ryan, a very young and gorgeous Meg Ryan, plays his significant other because he married somebody else in a Wiccan ceremony, which I just had to shake my head. I thought, Pam was your first love, you dope. Why did you do that? You doofus. I mean, you're such an idiot. So stupid, as Cooney would say from UHF. But it's a outstanding documentary. I would highly recommend it if you're into the Doors like me. I'm a huge Doors fan. I really can't say that much else about it other than it's just an extremely entertaining film. It's very trippy in many of the parts because I think it was more meant to show just that deranged state of ecstasy and trance and escape. And there's a certain adrenaline rush to it, but also there's a trepidation, and there's a tragedy. There's tragedy, and there is just this overall rather sad overtone to it. It really is quite sad and tragic. Like with Buddy Holly, I give it 5 stars, 2 thumbs way up, because I forgot to actually give Buddy Holly a actual marking rate. So now you know. But The Doors, I definitely give, like with Buddy Holly's story, I give 2 thumbs way up, 5 stars hands down, just because it shows the popularity of Jim Morrison and his band over time. And one of the members underwent a name change, and I can't remember which one it was, but it's just a great film. You get to see Andy Warhol, and it's kind of hinted at that Mr. Warhol was gay. I'm thinking he was gay, but he was rather pretentious. He seemed to have kind of a massive crush on Jim Morrison, but it would be hard not to have a crush on him just because he was so influential. And also it's really quite spiffy to see how East Indian culture influenced them. It's just like with the Beatles. You probably know this if you know anything about music theory. they imported the sound of the sitar, and that was the going sound. That was a perfect soundtrack for the Love-Ins, and what they didn't know what they were putting their bodies through, because he died at 27, and like I said, is probably due to the fact that he did so many drugs, and he was just banging everything that moved, even though he was married faithfully and he loved Pam. And after he died, Pam soon joined him, but that's actually not uncommon because it's got a name scientifically as broken heart syndrome. And oftentimes this is the case with somebody who loses a spouse, especially, but they were never really married, even though Pam made it abundantly clear that Jim was thinking with his other head rather than the one between his shoulders. But nonetheless, it's a really wonderful film, and if you have a chance to see it, do, because it totally rocks and it's incredible. So that's all I gotta say. Until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Titi.